Okay, well, a dynamic running back, someone who's been a fantasy staple for years and years, Lawrence, is Alvin Kamara, who quietly was having an awesome start to last season before the wheels kind of came off for New Orleans. Now they have an uncertain offense, but the thing about the Saints is that their offensive line, if it's healthy, projects to be pretty good, and Kamara is going to be the workhorse in this backfield, you suspect.
And we all know what the quarterback situation right there is in New Orleans. The thing about it is, I don't think it matters for Alvin Kamara. He's done it with Drew Brees, with Jameis Winston for a short time, Derek Carr. And in the 3 games he played with Spencer Rattler last year, he's done it with Taysom Hill. If Spencer Rattler is the quarterback, the 3 games they played together, 11 targets per game to running backs in that game. When Alvin Kamara left, those next 3 Spencer Rattler starts, that dipped down to 7 targets per game for running backs. So it's an Alvin Kamara thing. They know they have to get him the ball, and we know that at his best, he's an 80-catch-per-year guy.
I can't believe you forgot the Jake Haener era in New Orleans.
Hey, still potentially ongoing.
It's still potential, but after week 1 in preseason, I don't know if it's going on longer.
Real quickly, guys, I'm going to give you this. Here's the entire list. Let me give you the entire list of running backs with at least 50 receptions in each of the last 3 seasons. Here's the list. Alvin Kamara. All right, now here's the entire list of running backs with over 40 receptions in each of the last 8 seasons. Alvin Kamara, that's the list. Here's the entire list of running backs who had at least a 21.4% target share last year. Alvin Kamara, that's the list. Like, last year, only 2 running backs had more games with at least 15 fantasy points than Alvin Kamara. To your point about, there's just such a massive floor there. And as we sit here and look at the Saints, whether it's Tyler Shuck, whether Jake Haener or Spencer Rattler gets a shot at this, whoever it is, I mean, by the way, they might just, do Wildcat with Alvin Kamara. We've seen that. It's not crazy. They may just screw it. Like, he's just touching the ball on every play. The fact is that they don't have a lot of weapons, right? We'll see if Shaheed and Olave are healthy and can stay healthy. Right now, things look good, but, history suggests that may not always be the case. But he's always just such a staple, especially for inexperienced quarterbacks in a division with some good defenses, some good defensive lines as well. So I think Kamara is kind of like the PPR version of James Conner. Not that James Conner isn't viable in PPR as well, but he's just such a
it's getting like that for him. Yeah.
No one's excited about Alvin Kamara. He's just been around for so long. But you're going to look up at the end of the day, and he's a top 15 fantasy running back that didn't cost you that in ADP.
Yep. Comment from Valminton Fong, live on YouTube. I'm not drafting Kamara. New Orleans is going to be rough this year. I acknowledge I might be wrong, but I'd rather be a year early than a year late.
Yeah, you're like Jay Croucher. Jay Croucher also said that. Jay Croucher told me before the show that he's not drafting Jahmyr Gibbs this year for the exact same reason. He doesn't know if it's this year or next year, but he just
Just rather get off a year early, right?
We want to be in a bit. Okay, Jesse Bolanos. Who cares if New Orleans is bad? Kamara will feast, all caps.
Yeah,
that's right.
Quick and check down passes.
Jesse Bolanos is absolutely correct. That's the thing. Like I love whoever the other guy was who's saying New Orleans.
He did acknowledge that he could be wrong, though.
I'll acknowledge that you are wrong. Because he's just like, New Orleans is going to be terrible this year. Yes, they are. You know what they were last year? They were terrible. They've been good since Drew Brees retired.
This is the thing. If you are a young quarterback trying to find your way in this league, and again, not a great team, you're just trying to get some completions. What are you going to do? You're going to try to throw down the field, or you're going to get it to a running back that can catch the ball and get you some yards to help your passing stats. I would do that as well.
Yeah. New Orleans scored on their first 17 drives last season, and nothing good happened the rest of the year.
No, it didn't.
Not one thing.
And by the way, I didn't put it as part of the stats. Again, this column is more stylized in terms of how I write it versus other stuff. But I don't think we can underestimate Kellen Moore's impact on this offense as well. Again, think about what he did with Saquon Barkley last year. If you're Kellen Moore, you're a brand new coach coming into New Orleans, and you've got some rebuilding around it, so you're looking around like, all right, what have I got to work with? And the answer is not much. But he knows that Alvin Kamara is one of those things that he's got to work with, and so he's going to put Kamara in a position to succeed. I think a lot of carries, a lot of dump-offs, try to take pressure off the quarterback. Again, we saw this with Saquon last year. Just he puts, obviously, different kind of player, and they didn't use him in the passing game.
They didn't need to. It's
hard to pass when he takes the first carry 60 yards for a touchdown.
Right. You got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. They don't have that there. They got Alvin Kamara and hopefully Chris Olave.
Yep.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.